Everything has an end. I'm doing this video today to announce my departure as CEO of Group 37. It's been an amazing journey. The last 7 years have been incredible, transformational, not only for me, but I guess also for my community. I want to reassure you, I'm not going too far. I will continue my journey as the new chairperson of Group 37 on the board level. When I look at the last 7 years, those 7 years have been so amazing. I've met so many amazing people. I've come to work with so many amazing partners, employees, stakeholders. In terms of what I wanted to accomplish, I gotta say, I accomplished what I wanted to do times a million. We started here in Saint-Michel. It's an underprivileged neighborhood here in Montreal. I remember when the co-founders of Groupe 37, France Saint-Élémy and Vicky Joseph, had that vision in terms of trying to make a difference here in that neighborhood that not too long ago was considered as the second poorest neighborhood in Canada, right after Montréal Nord, that's right beside Saint-Michel. Initially, the intention was to bring entrepreneurs to come together to try to create some sort of microeconomy, do business, reference each other clients, and create wealth, create resources, and see in what capacity those resources could be reinvested in the collectivity to have a social impact. I think we started here in Saint-Michel, and we had some amazing results. We talk about impact, we talk about making a difference. With the results that we had, we've been asked to see in what capacity we could replicate that model in different neighborhoods, in different cities. At first it was Montreal and the regions. We work towards addressing systemic issues. And when I say systemic issues, that relates mostly to people from a diverse background, but also to the Black community. When I talk about systemic issues, we talk about access to resources, access to network, but most of all, access to important capital to be able to help those entrepreneurs, change makers, but as well Black initiatives to be able to thrive and to be able to have sufficient resources to be able to develop their project, their initiatives. I've been fortunate enough to work with different leaders across the country, and I'm blessed to be part of the creation of different Black initiatives to support the Black community across Canada. And when we talk about Black initiative, it's most importantly more than $954 million of concrete resources to be able to provide proper training, proper support, but most of all, proper capital to help those Black initiatives to be able to develop their respective projects. $954 million separated between four main initiatives. We talk about the Black Entrepreneurship Program that I have the privilege to have worked with the different leaders across the country to be able to co-create alongside the federal government, to be able to put together something that will support the Black community of Canada. We also have had the privilege to work towards co-creating SBCCI, the Supporting Black Canadian Community Initiative, which is today a fund of $288 million to be able to provide concrete funding, but as well development support to nonprofit organizations across the country, across Canada. And this program has been transformational, not only for those non-for-profit organizations, but for the Black community and for Canada as a whole. The third initiative is the philanthropic fund that comes and bonafide the first two programs and to be able to provide concrete funding to those initiatives within those two support programs. And finally, there is the anti-racism strategy. So it's $144 million that was invested to be able to address systemic issues more directly and systemic racism. So more than $954 million in concrete resources. I'm privileged, and I want to insist on the term privileged, to have been part of the creation of those initiatives to be able not only to support our community today, but to support the next generations to come. So 7 years, 7 amazing years, and I want to say I don't have the pretension of having done that work all by myself. Even at the Groupe 37 level, I don't have a pretension of saying that we did all this work by ourselves. We've worked with partners across the country. And we talk about partners, it's more than 121 different partners from the public sector, from the private sector, from the academic sector, from the community sectors that came together to come and bona fide the support provided to those collectivities. And it's been amazing to have worked with those partners. That includes as well, right, funders. We talk about investment. Yeah, we have to, in order to make a difference, we have to invest our time, but as well, we need those financial resources that are key to be able to, at the end of the day, being able to create impact. So we want to thank our funders, most importantly, the federal government, the provincial government, the city, also our corporate partners. You know who you are. It's been an amazing journey working with you. I would be remiss not to thank my whole team, our employees at Groupe 37 across the country. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to do what we've been able to do in the last now 7 years. I want to thank as well the board. I've been there since the beginning. We came in at one point we came to a transition. We were 10 at the board level. Now we became 14. They've been there to support, to do whatever they can to be able to bonify what we have collectively created for our community. I would be remiss not to thank our volunteers. Without our volunteers, they gave their time, they gave their energy to try to make a difference, but most of all to create impact for our community. So I want to thank you all. It's been amazing, an amazing journey doing that work alongside you. I want to thank as well our vendors. The vendors as well are an important part, right? To be able to bonify not only the work coming from our employees here at Groupe 37, but as well the work coming from our executive committee here at Groupe 37. So thank you all. And I want to also thank our wonderful entrepreneurial ecosystem of support, not only in Quebec, because in Quebec we've developed so amazing relationship, we've been able to work together to be able to make a difference here in Quebec, but as well across Canada. Across Canada, you know who you are, you're a part, you've been so amazing. And to know that this ecosystem exists and is there to support entrepreneurs across the country, that kind of, reassures me and tells me that it's okay, Edgar, you've done your work, you've done what you need to do. There's this ecosystem that will still remain, that will be able to support our entrepreneurs across the country. That being said, in the last few years, we've been approached by different countries when they understood the actual ecosystem that was put together. An ecosystem, I mentioned Groupe 37, but it's a broader ecosystem that consists of the investment of $954 million that I mentioned earlier that brought actually so many entities on the forefront to be able to bonify and service properly Black initiatives across the country. The numbers are amazing. For you to know, today we talk about, we build capacity for more than 2,600 nonprofit organizations across the country, working with our partners across the country. We've been able to provide support to more than 33,000 Black entrepreneurs across the country with their different product expertise and services. It's more than 1,000 consultants that came and bonified the support that we've provided to those entrepreneurs and nonprofit organizations, and as well, we have now 400 institutional partners across the country that participated and came bonify the $954 million resources that were rendered available for the Black community across Canada. So we've created an amazing ecosystem here in Canada, and we've been approached by different, politicians, leaders across the world that came to us asking in what capacity we can replicate that model in their respective countries. So at the beginning, we were more in terms of consolidating what we've built here in Canada, but along we go, we saw that yes, there was a need, there was an opportunity to be able to service at a broader scale. You already know we have been doing many trade missions in the last few years. So far we've done 4 trade missions in the last few years, in the last 7 years. we came across several opportunities, not only for the entrepreneurs that we've been supported, but opportunities as well to be able to help develop and support the communities internationally. And that's what we intend to do. But that being said, again, yes, my role will change. I won't be CEO of Good Concept. But again, I'm transitioning at the board level and I'm becoming board chair of Good Concept to be able to facilitate that transition, but most of all, to be able to support the next CEO and continue that amazing work of impact that we've done collectively. Hopefully, I'll be able to continue to support as much of my community as I can. I've been privileged to do it here in Montreal, privileged to do it here in Quebec, privileged to do it in Canada. Thank you so much.